Welcome back, Divine Feminines. We're here to do your update this week to see what is up in the stars. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm your reader, Yildiz from Yildiz Readings, also a twin flame, and we do cover your twin flame content here weekly. If you do want to join us for more tips, you can join our Sage Inner Circle network, where we do have our membership. Now, we are going to get straight into the read for you and see what is up. Now, the first thing and message I was getting is almost the share song, Do You Believe in Life After Love? Except the context where you guides are chiming in was more to do with the factor of both the faith and the heart chakra being activated in the mix of this. And I feel for some of you, it could be that this week in the mix, there could be some subject to do with your twin coming up, either mentally or in the physical, because I do believe for some of you, getting closer into 2026, it is going to become more physical. We do get you really moving through this week, actually having those questions in mind. And there can be a feeling almost like something has changed, something needs to evolve. But at the same time, it's almost like, can love be renewed? And I do directly remember a cycle in my path where, and I feel that this will more resonate for those of you who are in that in between. It's like you could be communicating with your twin. It might be that you're working through some triggers if you're within reunion. However it's playing out for you, it does appear to be there's a bit of a portal where these old question marks are coming up, and it's like, can you get back to where you used to be? And it's yes and no, because the factor is, well, we are a brand new version of ourselves when we are starting fresh and viewing the path ahead, even within reconciliation. So this sometimes can be very complex, but at the same time, it's about being open about the new chapters. And sometimes we can get ourselves a little bit scared. Sometimes it can be, but that was the good thing. And it's not really feeling like it's the old thing. It's almost like you need to move into the heart space and say, okay, this is me today, and that's okay. It's okay to be upset about what happened in the past, but I'm here today. How am I really perceiving and feeling the energy of the heart chakra in the here and now, not yesterday, not what happened, not what went down. Where am I in the space today? How do I feel about it now? And for some of you, it can be that you're moving into disbelief that there is an opportunity here for a brand new beginning. For others of you, it could feel almost like the eighth house. Oh, good grief, this is over. I just need to move forward. It's where it is. Now, the shadow energy of why and how this is coming up is shown in the first row. And what directly we are attempting to move away from is the cosmic heart. Now, this could have been interferences. This could have been dark energy. It might have felt quite purgatory in the last few weeks for you. Within the cosmic heart, I don't feel it's a negative thing. But I do feel there is a renewal happening here, and it can feel very earthbound. It's something that's going to be very 3D, especially for those of you that have been channeling your twin. They've been coming into your dream space. It is a very psychic portal, yeah. As we do move into mid next year, it's going to remain that way. And post eclipses, we still have these energies that we're detoxing, we're purging, we're moving into the new in very bold vibrational ways. What didn't resonate with you, you are spiritually letting go of. The pain body experiences, it's almost like it will lighten as we do proceed forward. But if we do get stuck in that dark shadow energy, it is going to make you feel as though, do you believe? Do you believe both in spirituality, your process, your path, and everything you chose? It is about nurturing yourself at this point in time, and at times it can feel that you're quite alone in the context of it. They also feel as though you are a divine protector. You protect, you love, you nurture. But they're also asking you, this is your oversouls, this is your twins' oversouls. They're like, you must love yourself. You must care for yourself. You must know that you're worthy in order to manifest these things into your world. And it's really not about closing your heart chakra. It's about opening it up so that you can be the vessel for receivership, so that you can receive all that you desire. For some of you, it could be that you are quite protected. And regardless, you are, but it can feel that you're overprotective of yourself due to a vulnerability. They're asking you to swim in those waters, even if it does feel raw and vulnerable, even if it does feel it gives your power away. Swim in that water, because the detachment of it means that you're going to be more open and understanding the ebbs and the flows of the ocean, and not taking it as personal, because as you are moving into that loving of the self, more love comes your way, more is attracted to you. It's kind of like a contradiction here. This belief is absolutely necessary. It's about being open, receptive, in vibrational alignment, which has been pretty tough this year. Yeah, you're really beyond the threshold of fear. It's in reverse. The heart chakra is in reverse. You're moving through a paradigm, and over the years, especially with the coaching, especially with the channeled messages, um, when we're in a wounded state, we never believe that somebody else could have walked a mile in our shoes, and each one of our shoes is very individual. The one thing I can say from my personal experience, which I have seen over the years, especially with all the years of coaching, this energy, we do need to be afraid. No, not we do need to be afraid. Restate that. We're more than likely, regardless of the work we do, regardless of where we stand and what our path was, we're going to re-confront these. And I talked to a beautiful soul friend of mine who is a twin. And these two individuals have known me for the whole entirety of being here on YouTube. And they were talking way back when about their ascension process. And, we laughed at the fact that our ascension process shared was quite triggered. We felt very vulnerable. We didn't want to do the ascension process anymore. And then we look at the context of, especially for those of you that have followed me for a while, I've said all that work you do on yourself, all that shadow work, all that dark night of the soul energy, on the opposite side of the spectrum, what you do tend to find is your in self-awareness. So you really check yourself. And it does set you up to actually be able to handle the union energy and or any other connection for that matter, so that you're not repeating these patterns and attracting the same stories in. So regardless of whether you're choosing to, especially with the crowning energy in the past position, go into another relationship, we are still going to have these fair-based frequencies. If it's with your twin, you're still going to have those fair-based frequencies, but you're going to have your mind and wits about you. You're going to be coherent. You're going to be checking for signs. You're going to be creating boundaries. And, that vibration still exists within you. You're just awake in the process of it. And yes, it does mean by desensitizing the fears, we're actually moving into circumstances that make us feel comfortable, not running from them. Because when we talk in layman's terms of the runner chaser, we also do run. We run from fear, we run towards a person to convince. There's the runner and chaser within us all. So I feel for the divine feminine, the key to it is not to run from your fears, to actually confront them, because I think this is going to be your saving grace, and it's setting you up for your future so that you don't have to be afraid to manifest, to have good or bad days, because you will have the tools to be able to address them as a leader. So I do feel the new gown is who you're going to become through this process. It's to wear the Empress's gown. You are going to be the Queen of Queens. You are moving into that union space. Now, how this comes about can be an opportunity for union. Also, first, and you always get this, the union with self is absolute bliss and peace. It doesn't necessarily feel comfortable, but after you move through it and you're like, look, I'm at peace with me. I know I'm loved. I know this person connects to me. I've looked at this Dana Scully and Mulder X-Files. That was this even real, or was it 2-3D? A lot of you moving into the early stages of 2026 are going to have this. because we are moving from Pisces over to Aries. So it'll almost be like you're being chucked in this very dense reality on a Martian planet, and everything feels like a complete facade. It's not. It's both exist, but you went through assimilation. You're coming to this awakened state. You're like the soldier and you're moving forward. For some of you, this is already playing out now. Others of you are going to receive this message as you do move into the early stages of 2026. Now, the question of, is it, how do I explain them? What you need to realize is there are some tedious things we go through the ascension path. That doesn't mean to say there's not love. Okay? The question mark is it going to be there forever? Is this, is that? Those questions stop you living. Those questions make us go in circles. When we're in self-awareness, we realize they are unnecessary questions we ask ourselves, that those answers are sort of like on a rotational cycle. They can evolve daily. Does that make sense? So they're saying, be scared, do it anyway. Move forward. Move towards your passion. Move towards your happiness. Move towards that of what you intuitively feel you need to do, because that is going to be your saving grace in the mix of it. Now, as we do move into next week, we will give updates. Stay tuned for our blogs online. We do give you updates about this. We are setting up the calendar events via our website. And as mentioned, we do cover these weekly. Now, if you do want to jump on our membership, we do have those. I don't know why that banner's still up there. It's ancient. We do have a Sage in a Circle network. You can jump on the landing page. All the information is directly below, and sign up for it. Otherwise, the next opening, I'm not even going to say the date anymore, because with all our retrogrades, I do directly feel I'm going to have to be fluid, as you guys are going to have to be, as we're moving through this journey. Take care, and I'll see you next week.